Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So you already saw what this video is for. If you're a new player or a returning player and don't exactly know how Ctp'S work anymore, in this video I'm basically going to be ranking / rating all of the Ctp'S from 1 to 10. 1 is the worst, 10 is the best. I'm going to explain what they are used for, how to use them, and also where to get them. So I guess let's just get started. There isn't one now, so I can't really show you, but the most easy way to get a Ctp is to just do the event quests, which should be down here, but it isn't now. There isn't one in the planning, but maybe next week. So if you're watching this video the day it comes out, then it will be in... It'll be next Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not exactly sure how many days that are. It's 4 or 5, so it's June 10th or 11th. You'll be able to pick up a free Ctp from the event quest. It'll take some days to farm out, but it's gonna come eventually. The other one I can show you right now, it's the 28-day check-in. So if you've already missed a day, then it's kind of bad, you have to sacrifice some crystals, but it's worth it for the end and for all the rewards, obviously. How this works is, if you log in for 7 continuous days, you get the first reward. You get a random chest full with ISO 8. It's not bad, it's horrible for the whales, but it's good for everybody else. There we go. You get one of these, it's random. Next we have an Odin's Blessing, then a 3-star artifact, and it's always on the next 7th day. So for 7 days you get the ISO 8. For 14 days you get the Odin's Blessing. For 21 days you get the 3-star artifact. And for 28 days continuously, so you cannot miss a single day, you get a free Ctp. Sadly it is random, it's not guaranteed, but there is a chance for a conquest in here, which some of you may like. Others may get horrified by that. Then for 10 bucks, or 10 euros basically, you can get double of all rewards. This implies all of these 28 rewards, which is not great. But also an extra one here, so it's not bad. I don't really advise for it or against it. It's really up to you what you do with your money. Although I would say it's a better deal than some of the other deals. Speaking of other deals, you can head into the shop, and there isn't a deal for it right now, but sometimes there's Ctp selectors in here. It's very, very rare, but sometimes there is. There can also be Ctp chests, but it's mostly during Black Friday and the anniversary, so it's not really normal to see that here. Also here, but this one, it's basically just a free unequipper for 8 bucks. Then we come to the worst or the best way depending on your luck, which is gambling. I'm not going to show you what it is since it is mad expensive for a Ctp I don't want, with a very low amount of crystals, so I'm not going to show you, but you can gamble right here for a low % chance at a Ctp. And the way I always calculate it is, don't try to add all this up, just add up everything you don't want. This is 59%, or 59.5, 89.5, 94.5, 97.5, so it's around 15% chance or something like that, because you have to do it times 9. So that's a bit of too much math for me right now, but it's very low amount of chance. You basically have to buy it 6 times just to get a single Ctp, which is a lot. That's about, I'd say like 4,000 crystals for a single Ctp. Another way to get a Ctp is from the legendary battles. I'm not going to cover all of them, but the best ones are, I believe, Far From Home. This one gives you a Ctp selector, where the challenge is also pretty easy, and it does not have the conquest or the insight actually, but it does have the rage, which is one of the better options. I'm also going to get as to which ones are the best, not in legendary battles, but in the Ctp's. The other Ctp selectors and the Ant-Man and the Wasp one, these are both 2,500 a pop, so it's not cheap. I certainly advise against buying legendary battles, but the option is there. And now for the biggest part of the entire video, I'm gonna cover all of the Ctp's, where to use them. I don't know if I should start easy, start new, or start hard, but I think I'm gonna start with the hardest one. CTP of Transcendence, and throw the CTP of Patience in that too. If you have these CTPs in your inventory, they're worthless. These two CTPs together are worth less than this 3-star High Obelisk. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. The only reason these are in the game is so that the chance of acquiring the other ones are less. Never use a Transcendence or Patience on a character you want to be useful. Top line. I know there's people arguing, okay, there's characters you can use in Alliance Conquest or Outer World Battle who can use these CTPs, but it's not the best. You throw a Mighty Conquest, a Mighty Greed, even a Mighty Destruction, and it's better than both of these CTPs at brilliant levels together, so just forget to use all of these. Actually, just these two. They're useless. Forget it. It's done. It's over. It's 1 out of 10 for each of them. Then we come to an Authority, which compared to the other two is a bit better, but it's honestly not a good CTP. It gives you some guard break immunity, some crit damage, and it gives you some invincibility, which is also nice, some pure damage, and some accumulation based on pure damage. I'm not exactly sure what this means. All I know is it's a very middling CTP. So if you look at my account, I don't have that many authorities on my characters. The only one that's honestly really good with an authority is Thanos. So if you have Thanos with this uniform and not this one, then you can put an authority on him. He's gonna perform very good. Sure, he's not PvP meta, but when you need him, he's there. So Thanos is probably the best option for the CTP. I heard that Spider-Man can also perform with it. I wouldn't really advise on putting it on Deadpool. This CTP is basically, if you have your metas and they all have CTPs, then you get an authority and you place it on like a mid-level character like Thanos or Spider-Man, or I don't know, I wouldn't say place it on Hulk, that wouldn't make much sense. That's Motorcyclist again, he has to make an appearance in every video. So yeah, this CTP is like a 5 or 6 out of 10. No, actually not that high. 4 or 5 out of 10. It's not that good, but it's better than a Patience or Transcendence. Then we come to the Energy. This is a PvE CTP, so it's for Robust Legend, ABXL, and GBR. It's not that good at ABXL, to be honest, but for ABXL you can put it on characters like Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen, or Bullseye. They're honestly all great with it. What this CTP does is it increases your damage by 200% for one attack. If you don't know how this works, check out the description because I will link an old video of mine explaining how procs or rages work. I do not have time to explain that right now, so if you don't know what this means, please check it out. And if you don't exactly know or still understand after watching that video, contact me on Discord, I'm very happy to help. This CTP is great for proc-friendly characters and horrible for non-proc-friendly ones, obviously. But for the proc-friendly ones, I would say it's like an 8. Unless you're using them for ABXL, this CTP is most likely really good for them, if they're proc-friendly. So I'm gonna say like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Because it's useless mostly in ABXL, except for like 3 characters. For Robust Legend, you can still use a Rage or a Judgment for elemental characters. So yeah, I think that's my stance on it. Destruction, basically the same case as with the Energy, except this one can be used in PvP too, because it gives you guard break immunity and it gives you some chance to penetrate. Always nice. So if characters don't have either of these, you can put a Destruction on them, but don't forget the proc. This CTP could be good for Deadpool. It could be good for Hela. Hela is honestly the best pick for a Destruction. If you have a Destruction regular or mighty or brilliant, you can slap it onto Hela and expect great results. Patience already covered, most shit CTP in the game. You can see the dodge, see the all attack and be like, oh, that's great. No, it's a trap. They want your money for the Patience. Then we come to the Refinement. This is also a mid CTP. It does not give you guard break immunity or invincibility. It does give you a heal and a barrier. It's not that bad. Do not put this on Hulk. You see the max HP, you're happy? No, but give him a Rage. That's it, give him a Rage. Do not give him a Refinement or a Regen. But this one could be used on Silver Surfer, it could be used on Thanos. I'd say it's like a 4 out of 10 for the Ctp's. It's honestly there with the authority. I'm not exactly sure where to rank them, but it's not great. That's all I have to say. Regen is basically well, it can be worse or better, but I see refinement being used way more than regen. This one, I'm honestly not sure. I saw some people put it on Sentry, but I wouldn't really put a regen on Sentry. No. This is basically like the other two worst Ctp's. Like you have Patience and Transcendence, and then you have Refinement and Regen. These are like your for your mid PvP characters. And then the Holy Savior, the King of Ctp's, the best one so far. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Ctp of Rage, the must-have for ABXL, the King of ABXL, the Destroyer of the Frost Beast and Surtur. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ctp of Rage. Honestly, if you get this Ctp anywhere, it's great. It's the best you could have gotten for PvE. It gives you access to crit rate, dodge, which does not matter at all in PvE. And it gives you a chance to increase damage by a set percentage per dodge rate and crit rate, regardless of guaranteed dodge and guaranteed crit rate. And it ignores bosses' damage decrease by 60%. What this means is that this is essentially increasing all of your damage, no matter if you are a proc character or a rage character. Well, all proc characters are rage characters, but not all rage characters are proc characters. I hope you understand that. And if you don't, check out my other video that's made for this. This video is not. Then we come to the Ctp of Veteran. Honestly, I have no idea how it works. No one has the Ctp. I think like one person, no, 2 or 3 people can get every single collector's vault. If you're a new player and you're watching this, or a returning player, unless you have hundreds of millions of gold, so like more than me, I wouldn't really try. It's not worth it. But it could be good for characters like Deadpool, for example, because it gives you guard break immunity, ignore dodge, and crit damage. It gives you some all attack and no, that's optional. So don't choose that one, choose the top one. And it gives you a proc, a shield, and a barrier, I also believe, somewhere. No, not a barrier. It gives you ignore, cancel to pierce. I have no idea what this does. But honestly, you shouldn't really worry about this one. It's not that used in PvP. Next we come to the second king of PvE, the forgotten best friend of Rage, the Ctp of Judgment. The reason this Ctp is not as popular as the Rage is because it only applies to elemental characters. So Luna, Jean, Ghost Rider, these are all great characters. Only problem is they're all better with a Rage, because they're ABXL characters. Ghost Rider I can make an exception for, but Jean and Luna always put a Rage on them. Who this could be used for, honestly, if I head over to my characters and I show you, you could use it on Storm, but I heard she's better with a Rage. So, till now no one. Scarlet Witch, again, ABXL character. Jean, ABXL character. Human Torch, he's a good one. Do not get this uniform, but if his next uniform is meta, you can just slap a Judgment onto him and he'll work. Rogue 2. Psylocke, I made a mistake on. This should be a Rage, but I'm not using Psylocke anymore, so this Judgment will go back to Human Torch. Then the big one. Most of you don't have Ghost Rider if you're a new player, but when he comes back, 100% pick him up. He's one of the strongest characters in the game. And the way this goes is a regular Rage is better than a Judgment, but a Mighty Judgment is better than a regular Rage, and a Mighty Rage is better than a Mighty Judgment. So it's essentially Judgment at the bottom, then Rage, then Mighty Judgment, then Mighty Rage. So this is the second best option for him apparently. And that's all for my tier 4s. Thor I would honestly just use with a Rage. Odin you could use with a Judgment, I think. And yeah, honestly, it's not that good, but if they drop some beta ray, no, he should be used with an energy because he is proc friendly after all. Yeah, man, it's honestly, not as good as I expected. So Judgment gets like a 6 or 7 out of 10 because it can help when you don't have a Rage. It's the second best option for elemental characters. But honestly, Rage, the big brother, he carries Judgment on his back. Ctp of Greed, the OG, the greatest for PvP arguably. The best for damage, the best for screwing over your enemy in ways you couldn't even imagine. I introduce you to the Ctp of Greed. It gives you a tiny heal, and then increase basic damage to combat blast or speed universal by 150% each. You can also get both effects, and then you want speed universal first, I believe. But that's mostly for the PvP heads. Honestly, if you get 150% on both of them, you should already be happy. Yes, that's the same effect, but here you can see speed universal first, and here you can see combat and blast first. This is honestly the best tool. Then it gives you guard break immunity and some ignore dodge. It's honestly one of the best CTPs for PvP. The other best one is obviously Conquest, but this one needs to be reforged. This one's really good when it's reforged, but it's okay when it's not reforged. Like, it's not as useless as this regular Conquest. So yeah, that's basically close to all of the CTPs. This was a support CTP. If you don't know how this works, it applies to all allies. So it does not just apply to the person you set it on. So if you put this on White Fox and you're using Nick Fury and Luna, then it doesn't just apply to White Foxes, it applies to Nick Fury and Luna too. So that's a really good CTP. If you're using it for PvP, PvE, I recommend picking the supervillain option at 20%. If you get both, be happy, but the bare minimum is supervillain at 15. If it's lower than 15%, so it's like 10%, I wouldn't use it. I would reward to at least 15. Then we come to CTP of Conquest. This version of the Conquest is genuinely useless. It gives you guard break immunity, and that's basically it. And this one, that's also not bad, the wall. So that's all for the regulars, except for the Liberation, which is also support CTP. But this one is honestly... Why is this? Damage dealt to instincts. Oh, okay, so the regular Liberation is kind of bad. Jesus, that's bad. Okay, so for PvE, I guess you could use it, but I'm not really sure how strong this is. Just a small hint, if you get a Mighty Liberation, you're very lucky, but pick the top option, slap it onto Colossus, slap it onto Invisible Woman, or Agent Venom, he's also a good pick for it. Any PvP support you can find, it's good. Or no, any PvP support you use. Because this is a very rare CTP, this is the rarest CTP in the game, except for the Veteran, which... I genuinely think like 3 people have this. I bought it once with it, I got a little lucky, but I did not get it. Then the Mighty Transcendence, this is the one that some people are saying is actually kind of good for lower metas. Some people are saying you could put it on Doom. I don't exactly know who said that. I'm not going to name drop them, but I think I know who said that. I have no idea if that's true. Sure, you can use it, but honestly it's just fodder. It's throwaway CTP on a character you will use twice. Mighty Authority, you get the stew effect. Honestly, it's not bad in the Mighty form. In the regular form, it's kind of bad. But in the Mighty form, if you go with the stop effect, you should be good for Thanos. Should really be good. And I forgot to rate some CTP, so I'm gonna go a little back. Rage is a 10 out of 10. Judgment is like a 5. Greed is an 8 or 9. Insight is a 10, because it does what it needs to. It's not the best CTP in the game, it's not better than Greed. But I'm rating them based on their individual skills. Like, Rage is the best for ABXL and pretty good for Robust Legend and GBR. Judgment is the best for elemental characters, but Rage can outperform it, so it's lower to like a 5 or a 6. Greed is second best or first best in PvP, this depending on your opinion. So it gets a 9 or a 10 depending on which side you agree with. Then we got Insight. It's the 10. It's probably the best CTP for PvE support. For PvP it's okay, but that's you should just get a Liberation honestly for PvP support. 10 Conquest, it's 9 or 10 depending on your opinion. I don't exactly know which side I agree with. Like, Greed is better for damage, Conquest is better for defenses. Pick your side. Anyways, this is like a 3 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Then we come to the Mighty Energy. This one can increase your pierce, so you always want this top option, never this bottom one. It's basically just giving you more pierce. That's all. So it's stronger than a regular energy by a lot. Well, it depends on your account. If you have like 2% pierce and you suddenly gain 6%, then that's a lot. But if you have like 25% and it goes up to 31, it's not that big of a change, but it's still noticeable. I'm saying a 7 or 8 out of 10. It does what it needs to. Same with the Destruction. It increases basic damage dealt to boss types by over double. So it basically doubles your damage dealt to boss types. But only for one attack, I think. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Oh, this video is getting quite long, so I'm not sure if I'll rank the brilliant versions. I'm not sure anyone has a brilliant Transcendence, for example. So, yeah, I'm also not gonna tell you which characters they are best for, because it's the same as with the regular ones. Patience, useless, again, it's basically just like Transcendence, like 5 whales use it on low meta characters. Mighty Refinement, this is where it gets good. The regular one is kind of bad, but this one is kind of good. It recovers HP by a set amount every second, and yeah, on concentration you should not really worry about that. So this one, I hate to say it, but you can use it on Hulk for PvP. I still recommend the Rage. I'm still a Rage Glazer. But yeah, I admit you can use it on him, but it's not going to be good for PvE in any way. It's not going to help him at all. Because, well, it is going to help him, but it's not going to be a noticeable change compared to a Rage. A Rage is massive on Hulk. So then we come to the Regen. This one gives you access to Penetration, which is really good. You love the Penetration, so if you can get 50%, that's great, but I have 45% on my Hulk, and he did not do anything in PvP. I think this one is the one they use on Sentry sometimes, but honestly, Conquest or Greed. Do not put this on Sentry. Don't waste my boy like that. Mighty Rage, the GOAT. Pick the top stat, it's gonna be really good. It does not care about your max limit, it just gives you 200%. Rage is the GOAT, he does not care how much score you want, he's gonna give you 200%. Straight up. He's the best buddy you can get. So, the bottom, this is honestly the same as with the regular one. But if you get a Mighty Rage, you won't notice a change if you get this top one. And also some top picks for the Rage are Luna Snow if you have her seasonal uniform, Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, Storm. Let me just quickly take a sneak peek. Scarlet Witch you can put a Rage on. Hulk is honestly one of the top characters for Rage. Honestly, my top ranking would be Strange at first, then Hulk, then Luna. The only reason Luna is at third is because she is a seasonal, so for new players it's not really that good. Thor is also a good pick. Oh, it's only a regular. Hold up, I should mighty this ASAP. Chat, I'm gonna mighty it. I don't care. I'm sorry for all the people that don't watch me and just came for the... Oh, that's terrible. I'm gonna have to re-roll that. Anyways, where was I? At the Mighty Rage. So, if you get a Mighty Rage from like a chest in an event, it's the best CTP you could have gotten. Trust me on that. It could have been a lot worse than a Rage. Nobody is bothering with this. Mighty Judgment, it gives you type amplification, which gives you some damage. It's nice, it's not really a must-have, but it's a noticeable change. So if you want to make your character stronger, a Mighty Judgment is a good investment. If they're an elemental damage character, and if you don't have a rage. Mighty Greed, a good best buddy of PvP characters. It ignores your damage, enemy's damage decrease by 35%, and of course you get all of these juicy stats for PvP. Essentially what this top stat means is if your enemy is blocking, you decrease their block by 35%. So I'm not exactly sure if I can explain it well. If you understand it now, then don't listen to what I'm about to say, but if you don't, then I'll try to explain it differently. Basically, if your enemy is blocking, you have a 35% chance, I guess, to ignore that damage. To ignore that shield. It's like Captain America is blocking and Iron Man has a 35% chance of hitting him, because it only covers 60% of his body, let's say. Then Mighty Insight, this is honestly awesome. It increases basic damage dealt to boss types by 15%. Real good. You want that. And then decreases additional pierce damage received. It's great for defense in PvP, but honestly Insight is more of a PvE support CTP, so I would pick for this top stat. Then Mighty Conquest, the best buddy of PvP characters other than Greed. Greed and Conquest, they're like the rival brothers that still love each other. Let's say it like that. This one gives you access to the Clash. It's great. It increases damage by 60%, and yeah, that does not matter. It basically increases your damage. So Conquest, the regular Conquest, just these bottom stats, they're for defense. But if you Mighty your Conquest, it gives you more attack too. Look at that. So a Mighty Conquest is basically one of the best PvP CTPs. I'd still say a Mighty Greed is better than Mighty Conquest for new players. But if you get a Brilliant Conquest, it's honestly one of the best PvP CTPs. I'm not sure about about Brilliant Greed versus Brilliant Conquest, but I'd say the Conquest wins. Just saying. If I had to bet, I'd bet on that one, but I'm not a genius in MFF. And then finally we come to the Liberation, the rare CTP. The Mighty version gives you more HP for PvP. That's great. That's awesome. You want that. And then this one, it's good for ABXL. It's honestly not bad. It increases damage dealt by 20% to the target with a higher max HP than the character. So note that we know that's not Surtur. The Dormammu has like 1 billion HP. You're never gonna get that high, so this stat basically increases your damage dealt to Dormammu by 20%. I'm not sure about the Frost Beast and Surtur, but I think they're also like in the millions. So this is great. It's great for ABXL and GBR. For Verbose Legend, I'm not sure, but I think they also have a really high HP. So this is PvE and PvP. Look at it like that. I'm not going to cover all the brilliants because, listen, if you want to try for brilliance, Rage, Judgment, Greed, Insight, Conquest, or Liberation. Forget the other ones, basically. Someone is at my front door. Energy is also not bad, and Destruction is also not bad. Forget the other ones. Basic new player tip. Forget all the bad CTPs. Alright guys. Oh, I haven't done a 30-minute rant video in months, I think. But I think that CTPs can basically make or break your account. So I hope that if you suffered through 30 minutes of me rambling about CTPs, you at least enjoyed it or learned something new. If you want more new player guides like this one or the other one, linked down below in the description, I hope I don't forget that. If I do, and you're at this point and you see that I haven't put that in the description yet, ping me as many times on Discord as possible. I won't ban you, I promise. But just one person, check if someone has already done that. So yeah, I think next time I may cover the artifacts. Ooh, hold up. Guys, should we make a video reviewing all of the Odin's Blessings and how to use them? Because I haven't seen a guide on this. I know it seems simple, but you can mess up pretty easily. I'm gonna make a poll on the Discord. If you don't know what my Discord is, go to my bio on YouTube and join it. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. This video took me 30 minutes to record, and I hope it helped you. If it did, please support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks so much for watching. Until tomorrow. No, actually, yes, tomorrow, because I will stream Minecraft tomorrow. Hint, hint. Join the Discord for future infos, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.